Hello leaders, welcome to another awesome week. Thank you again for serving this week and being with us. Reminder that today is also the day that you get to come to my house and hang out after church. It's like from 5 to 8, you just kind of come and hang. We'll have some snacks and stuff, fun things to do for the kids outside, all that kind of fun stuff. So it's going to be a good day. Hope to see you there, okay? This week we are talking about too much of a good thing. And so it's the story about, it's the proverb about the honey that if you eat too much honey, you're going to throw up, right? But it is a good thing because honey is a good, right? And so if we have too much of a good thing, though, it can also be bad for us, okay? And so this first activity, what you're going to do is you're just going to have a deck of cards. And with this deck of cards, you'll pass out a card to each kid. Encourage them not to look at it, though. They're not supposed to look at it. They're supposed to just put it up on their forehead to where everyone else can see it except for them. And what they're going to do is play a game of, okay, who has the highest card? And so they all kind of take bets on who has the highest card. And you can go through and be like, okay, do you think you have more than a 4? Do you think you have more than a 7? Do you think you have more than... And keep going until the kid wants to say, okay, I'll stop there. I don't think I have more than this number. And then whoever guesses correctly is the actual winner. But if they keep going and they go too far, then they are automatically lost. They automatically lose for that game, okay? So think of it as kind of betting a little bit, and having too much or going too far, right, can be a bad thing. This next one, it's called Lots of Dots, and you'll have a piece of paper like this for each kid, and it does have some blanks at the bottom. And so what you're going to do with the blanks is also encourage them to think of other things that they may spend too much time on, okay? So what do you spend too much time on? Then what you're going to do is you'll have a pen, and whatever they spend, start with like one activity, and then you'll give them like 20 seconds and do like a 20-second timer on your phone or something, to where they will take it and then put as many dots as they can in that specific box, okay? Then at the end of the 20 seconds, they're supposed to count them. And so make sure they don't put it all too close together because they're supposed to count their dots. And then whoever has the most dots at the ends of it wins, okay? And then when you go up to large group, you'll have the story, and the story again is about just eating too much honey, throwing up, all of that stuff. And the big bottom line is know when to stop. And so kind of figuring out with the kids, like know when too much of a good thing it's time to stop, right? Okay, so this next one, after the Bible story, you'll have a Bible, sticky notes, pins, a glass, some pennies and stuff like that. And so what you're gonna do is fill this up with water, okay? When you fill this up with water, you will also have like kind of fill it almost to the brim. Like it's got like little lines on these particular cups if you get one of these. And so like fill it up kind of right to the brim, right? To where when you drop just a couple of pennies in there, it's going to overflow, okay? And so kind of have them take bets on if another one will go through, if another one will make it before it drips over to the side. You'll have like a little towel or something too that you can put this on so it doesn't drip over anything. And then as you don't drop the pennies in, but very gently set them with the note cards, okay? So you can kind of like have it on the note card and slide it on there as well. You can also write down on one of these sticky notes how many pennies that they think will go in there before it overflows. So things like that. Think of or have them like work on, okay, when is too much, right? When is too much? When is that next penny going to overflow it into something else? And I might have missed the opening activity, actually. The opening activity, you'll just have some sort of ball and have them like kick it around to each other or pass it around to each other if you have a small ball, something like that. But the goal is to not have them throw it hard at each other, okay? Or kick it hard to each other, right? So a soccer ball might be a little bit easier for this, for the most part, but because if you're kicking, you have to kick it gently to the other person. But if you kick it too hard, or if you don't know when to stop, right? You don't know when to control yourself, then it goes too far and then you miss the person and they can't grab it and all that kind of stuff. And so kind of work with that, especially if you have a kid that is kicking it really hard. Be like, okay, this is part of the lesson. Like, know when to stop, know when to control yourself, know when to, put this much pressure into it, control yourself, right? Okay, this next activity, you'll have a memory verse activity. And basically, you'll need a Bible, and you'll open up the Bible to the memory verse of 2nd Peter 1:3, and then you'll have some sort of buzzer. You can use a buzzer on your phone, or we should have like a little bell or something, a buzzer for you. And what you're going to do is you're going to have each kid start saying, or like one kid will start saying the memory verse in the circle. And whenever you do the buzzer, it can be in the middle of the verse, it can be like after 2 words, whatever you want to do, you'll make the buzzer sound, and then the next kid will pick up where that first kid left off. And so kind of go through it. It is a memory game, and you do have some discussion questions right before that you can go through and all of that stuff too. So, okay. This next one, you'll have a ton of rubber bands, and you'll also have some paint sticks. The paint sticks are literally just to hold the rubber band while they write the word pause on there. I don't know if you can see that, but I do have like a little bit of writing of the word pause on there. And they're going to write the word pause on these rubber bands, and then they're going to use them as bracelets, okay? And so they will take these home, and it does say the word pause on it. And if you pull it out, you can kind of read it. If it's like squished, it's actually really hard to read when it's squished because the rubber band contracts. So have them use the paint sticks to write it so that when it contracts, you can still see it, even though it's kind of really, really small, okay? But that's something that they can take home, and then you'll go ahead and close in prayer at that point too. And so have them pray with the wristbands on and be like, Lord, help us learn when to stop, when it's good to pause, when it's good to, be in control, when it's good to learn to say no, right? And they can also take this activity home too, and I think this will be a good one as a reminder for what do I spend the most time on, right? What do I spend too much time on? And go through these a little bit too, and talk about how each one of these you can spend too much time on, and it can be bad for you, right? That's it for this week, guys. Thank you guys so much for all that you guys do. We will see you guys soon.